All right.
All right, and we are live. Cue theme music.
Oh, channel.
You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon? Should I have? It's a ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
You have to be because you're the only one that can hear you.
That is true. That is true.
I'm not logged in as Kessel Run Weekly right now.
All right, you ready to go? Let's do this thing. And in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Down the tunes.
Let me move my microphone so that I can be heard. I do that every time, every single time.
But hey, at least you remember though. That's a good thing.
Yes.
So, yeah. Always got to put the microphone there. So cool. So let's go ahead and get started. Are you ready, Heather?
I'm putting the link right this second.
So while Heather is putting the link in our Instagram, for those of you watching on Instagram right now, so we are like dual casting kind of thing, an experimentation of sorts. So you guys are on Instagram right now. If you are watching us live, either leave comments in the YouTube section, or you can watch us, well, half the conversation on Instagram, and leave us some questions there. Instagram, you guys can ask us any kind of questions. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say any kind of questions, but Star Wars questions.
Friendly guys.
So Star Wars questions, what's your favorite, any kind of thing, like, we love to talk about all of it. Tonight we are talking Holocron Book Club, Leia, Princess of Alderaan, not the full book, so no spoilers, please. We are doing 11 through 20, the chapters. So we're in our second third of it, which is really exciting. So I think if you're ready, Heather, we'll go ahead and
I am. I put the link. Did you want me to stay in Instagram or YouTube?
No, you can stay on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get you on YouTube.
That way I can watch YouTube and watch the questions in there.
Cool, cool, cool. Welcome, SWFILAM girl 1977. Sorry, I'm not really sure like how to say that. But yes, welcome to the stream. So cool. So guys, again, before we get started, if you want to listen to us on Instagram, which we're doing right now, you'll get half of the conversation because we were unable to get it fully working. But you will hear my opinions, and they're glorious.
They're the best ones anyway.
I mean, if we're being honest, they got to be the best ones. No, I'm just playing.
They are.
So cool. So for those of you on Instagram, I just want to show you real quick. So we are live on YouTube. Look, you just made it on YouTube.
Yay.
You're a star.
Oh, my son the other day came running into the bedroom and says, "Mom, Mom." I said, "What? Are you okay?" He said, "I just saw you on YouTube."
So you're a YouTube star. That's awesome.
You're famous. I said, "Baby, anybody can get on YouTube." You're on YouTube.
Don't downplay your celebrity status, Heather. Don't downplay it.
I thought it was so cute.
So real quick before we get started, so we promised one of our Instagram people that we would read this on air. So I want to go ahead and ask the question. So the Borby, you're only going to get my answer because you're on Instagram, but we'll have Heather answer on YouTube as well. So the Borby on Instagram asks us, if you found yourself in the Star Wars universe without a credit in Mos Eisley, where would you go? Man. Like without a credit, like I'm poor? Or
yeah.
Okay, I'm poor. Where would
yeah,
I
you're
go?
poor.
I mean, I go to the cantina because that's where you find work, I guess, kind of, if you're Han Solo, or Greedo if you're looking for Han Solo. But that didn't turn out too well for him.
No.
People losing arms and everything. I don't know that there's a whole lot of places in the universe that are really like, you know, safe. I think I would have to say the Cantina, though. I'd probably join the band, the Modal Nodes.
Yeah, because you have that skill.
I could do that. Yeah,
you could do that.
I can play a saxophone. I could do that, or pick some strings. You know.
I can play a recorder every once in a while.
He says, "You just woke up, Mos Eisley. No money. What do you do?" Run for my life.
Yeah.
Something has gone terribly wrong.
Check my pants.
Right. Something has gone horrifically wrong. So cool. So, in guys, anybody joining us on Instagram or YouTube, you guys can leave questions in, or answers even, comments in our comment section on YouTube or Instagram. And we will read them throughout the show. But
I'm monitoring YouTube.
Yes. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to officially start the show. You ready?
Start the show.
Start the show. Get on with it. No. All right, here we go. So, hey everyone, and welcome to
Kessel Run Weekly.
My name is Danny.
I'm Heather. And
tonight we have an exciting show where we're going to be talking about, or continuing our talk actually, on Leia, Princess of Alderaan, chapters 11 through 20. Yes, the book has been awesome so far.
Yes.
Like, and these chapters are very exciting. Like, I'm very happy.
They are.
Yes.
Look at my mind map. That's how full it is.
On it, huh?
Those are just the basic like names. Those aren't even
because you have to write down the Star Wars names, otherwise, I mean, who really remembers those names?
I can't.
We got away good with Luke, Han, and Leia. Kier Dumati or Domati or something. I mean, like, who comes up with this stuff? But yeah, I feel like I'm like doing like a third person thing, looking at Instagram back and forth, like, hey. But anyways, back to the show. So ADD right now. Awkward. So cool. So yeah, so I mean, there was a lot of exciting stuff that happened in these chapters. Heather, I'm actually gonna let you lead this one off for us. So where do you want to start? Because I know that there's a lot that you're excited about.
Opened in Polistar,
mm-hmm.
and she is going to the moon of Naboo.
Mm-hmm.
What could possibly happen?
I love how those chapters left off. I think I mentioned that in the last show, but I loved how like it was just like, oh yeah, we're going to the moon. Was it Onoam? I think is what it was, or something like that.
I thought it was Polistar.
No, the Polestar is the ship. That's the yacht.
Oh,
yeah.
Onoam. I wrote it down wrong.
Onoam.
Yeah.
Onoam is the moon around Naboo. Can't even form my thoughts. So yeah, so I loved how she was just like, oh, nothing can go wrong. It's just Naboo's moon. It's like, okay,
yeah, but she doesn't know that she's from Naboo.
Well, and it's Palpatine's homeworld on top of that, though. So there's that.
Well, she thought technically that it was the safest place to be,
right?
Because, I mean, who's gonna do anything on the Emperor's homeworld? I mean, how much scarier can it be? To, like,
I mean,
I don't know.
Go to his
blow
house.
somebody up, or I don't know.
I'm gonna go visit Grandma Palpatine. But yeah,
are you insinuating that Emperor Palpatine had a mother?
I mean, that's another show.
That's another show.
That is a whole nother show. But anyways, but yeah, like I loved how it left off like that. It was like a what could go wrong?
Yes.
And we obviously find out quite a bit goes wrong.
Right. We get to see two tubes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who I think is two tubes.
Yeah, what we think is two tubes. It was a man in the mask is what they kept calling it.
Well, a respirator.
Yeah.
It was a respirator, but yeah. So two tubes, I'm going to call him tubes because he's Saul's guy and it's Saul's thing. But then we meet Queen Dalne, who has been stripped of all of her power, even if she ever had any. She probably never had any since he's been in power for quite a while.
Because like Naboo always seemed like the place of hope,
right?
Which was really cool. But yeah, I mean, like I hated seeing that she was completely devoid of any voice, really.
Right.
But she was
She
just
was
a formality.
wearing
to keep
50
things the way
pounds
they
on her
were,
head for
yeah.
no reason.
Exactly. Yeah. Completely agree.
I have down that she was willing but weary.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you could tell she was just defeated. That was the worst part about it, is that you could tell that she felt completely defeated in her own home. She wasn't able to do anything. And so when presented with Leia's like, hey, let's go do stuff. I mean, she's obviously jumping at the chance. Yeah, it's like, people want to do things with me?
I was doing it to the dancing to the music when nobody could see me, but now people can see me.
Now people can see you.
So they go down into the mines, and I love how she's wearing this white makeup, and they go down into the mines, and it just starts wearing away, and they're not even working, they're just there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how toxic this environment is.
Yep, exactly. The whole thing with the Imperials stealing from them and stuff like that, like stealing their safety equipment, how messed up is that? Like, of all things, like, how could you do that? But I mean,
I don't get it.
Imperials, so yeah.
But I mean, you would want your workforce to be as healthy as possible.
You would think, if it benefited you.
Well, because it benefits you, so that they work more and they produce more.
Mm-hmm. You would think.
Or you would think.
I mean, it doesn't.
It doesn't make any sense why, unless there is a reason for them to want this project to fail.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. But it leads to a really cool meeting that we get with our old friend Panaka, who from Phantom Menace, like coming out of nowhere, he's a Moff now.
He's a Moff now, and loyal to the Emperor. Now, granted, he was his senator for a very long time. I get that. Mm-hmm. But wow.
Oh, yeah. Well, and see, the way I thought of it was him being loyal to the throne in a way. Because that loyalty ran to Padme as well. And so with her passing, I mean, I believe he was there in Revenge of the Sith. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, but I mean, the fact that he's rose in ranks up to a Moff, I mean, bravo, sir. I think that's something.
Well, I mean, I think his advancement is going to cease at this point.
Yes,
but let's talk about his adoption talk.
That got too close.
Yes.
I thought that was really cool, though, that he saw Padme in her. That it was the whole, you seem familiar. And he was able to, like, from what I gathered, he was able to piece that whole thing together. Like, he knew. And he was going to Palpatine with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is that what you got on that as well?
I did. Yeah. I did. And the very end, I'm going to tell the Emperor about you, and it's like.
She's like, I hope the mining stuff. No.
Yeah.
You. She's
like, no,
let's stay on task.
Like, yeah. Focus.
Focus. But yeah, no, I thought that was like, and with these chapters, that was one thing that I thought, well, among many, that I thought was just really, really cool, is that
you're gonna have to get your elbows off the desk because you're moving your whole desk.
Oh, I'm shaking it. Okay. But that was one of many things that I thought was really cool, was that throughout this whole thing, it was like you saw those ties, those threads, with her and her mother, with another really important, really awesome thing that I'm not going to go into just yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but it was one of my favorite moments. But it was just cool seeing everything tying together, because it's all the stuff that I feel like come up in conversation about Leia anyways already, where it's like, oh, I wonder if she is, or how does she do, or how does she know, or whatever. And these 10 chapters answered a lot. Like, this book has been a great, like, answer, really, to a lot of those questions.
I love it. Definitely. I've loved it. I loved the difference between Bale and Briha's reaction to what Saw Gerrera and the partisans did. Obviously, they blew up the chalet and almost killed Leia, and Dalnay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you have to really consider how you would feel if you thought your parents had murdered people, not person, people. You know.
Definitely. Well, and it got to her so much to where she was afraid to call out, like when she was hurt. She was afraid to be like, he's going that way, because what if it's my parents? What if they're part of that, and then I risk outing them, in turn outs me and my planet, and just chain reaction.
Everything.
Yeah. Everything. So yeah.
So that was a definite moment. And I love how she walks in and she has to ask, you know, look, did you have anything to do with this? And Bale gets mad.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, wait, I know that things have changed lately, but you really think they've changed that much? And then Breha's like, well, they kind of have. You know, right. I mean, not that she condoned it, but I mean, there comes a point that, I mean, there is loss of life.
Oh, definitely. Well, and to that point, I mean, you can't fault Leia for wondering, because she only just found out that they had secret installations on a crate. So, right. I mean, like, you can't just all of a sudden assume, was this you guys? Was this attack against the Empire, which is your entire point, you guys? And then you're going to get personally mad about it. Like, I had a problem with that. It was like, calm down, sir. Slow down. But yeah,
I'm trying to see if we have any comments. It's like the live chat is empty and it doesn't show where even I can comment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've got it pulled up over here. Hey, yes, we have the Borby. He's here now.
Oh, hey.
Hello, the Borby. Broadster.
See, this is what I see. This is what I see.
Well, I got you, man. I got you.
Yeah, I think this phone is just going to be done.
That phone has betrayed you all night long.
All night long.
All night long. Yep. But that's okay. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it happen. So hello, Broadster. He actually commented on when we were talking about the moon. I know him. He said the Gungans made their home on that moon in Legends, in the Legends universe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they roamed that moon. That's actually really cool. I wonder if some of them are there, because we really didn't get to talk about any of the wildlife other than that it was a beautiful planet. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Beautiful moon, rather.
Moon.
So yeah. So that would be very interesting to see. Like, I know him sounded really cool. I mean, up into the explosion part, there was that. So yeah, it was cool enough for Two Tubes to join. But yeah.
Okay, now I have the comments. Sorry, the Borby.
Yes.
Or Broadster.
Broadster, yes.
I can read.
You can do that? And speak and read and do things?
Kind of. Sometimes.
But anyways, so yeah, so, I mean, like I said, I mean, with that argument between her and her father and him being all mad at her, I felt like that was completely unjustified. Like, I felt like really he had no ground to stand on. I mean, you've been covert and keeping all these secrets, and then out of nowhere, she's like, well, I don't know anything about this. Was that you? Like,
but those that feel guilty a lot of times are the most vocal.
That's true.
And can you imagine how guilty you would feel being part of this? Not that they're part of that group, but they're in that realm, and their daughter almost died, and this whole house got blown up. Everybody died in that house. And, you know, yeah, he's mad because he does feel responsible in a way.
So you think it was more from a place of, it could have been me that called that shot, and that happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see that.
That was my...
So more mad at myself than mad at Leia.
Shoot. I wonder how that could have gone.
Man. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't think about it that way.
Because I didn't see it as him mad at Leia. I think it was him just mad at himself, mad at the situation, mad that he can't control what the partisans do.
That's true. And they continue to be a thorn on their side all up into Rogue One.
Yep.
Well, even after that, we find out that some of the partisans have survived. So yeah.
Yes. In Star Wars 39.
Yes, Star Wars 39. But yeah, so going from there, I'm trying to remember I'm trying to keep it sequence of events. So what's next on our events?
Next is Arreyel.
Oh man, yes.
Yeah.
That hurt my heart.
The junior legislature. Yes. They have to choose a planet, and it's sad because
it's Wabani all over again.
It's Wabani all over again. Leia makes a decision based on what's the right thing to do, and sometimes the right thing to do is not the best thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, it almost felt like it's a trap.
It is. It's a trap.
They baited her. They wanted them to come to that conclusion, to basically take over the planet, which is messed up. But I hated it for her because Wabani, it's like, okay, cool, that was totally your mistake. You went in too headlong, you got too crazy with it, and that's what happened. Whereas Arreyel or Arreyel, I don't know, however you say it, looks like a weird version of Ariel. But it's just it's messed up that it came to that, because she was literally making a good decision. It could have been any of those worlds if she hadn't spoke up, and she knows that because it keeps coming back to her. And so I feel like we're seeing our Leia, the one that we meet in A New Hope, slowly molded toward what she is and the strength that she is, because she's getting some hard lessons in this book.
Well, I mean, you're 16 years old, you're thrown into basically a rebellion, that you've thrown yourself into a rebellion. Your parents have thrown you into one, whether you like it or not. And she likes it. She just...
Yeah. She wants to be a part of it, but they're like,
yeah.
No.
But, I mean, we have to remember, she's 16 years old. I mean, she's smart 16. She's 16.
Right.
And with very little resources, considering who she is.
Oh, definitely. Well, and I think, I mean, overall it ends up being much better for her that it is little resources. Otherwise, she'd have gotten herself in all kinds of trouble by now, and not intentionally, which is the worst part about it. Right. Everyone else, it's like, oh yeah, you totally meant to do that, and that was all you. But she's like, I'm just trying to do the right thing, guys. Like, it's not even my fault.
Right.
So yeah,
I'm erasing stuff so that I can make sure to. So, because of the issues that they are having with these humanitarian missions, Bail has given her a list of appropriate worlds that she is allowed to do her missions on.
Which I find hilarious.
It is.
Like, you're grounded to these worlds.
You're grounded.
Yes.
You can't do anything. And, you know, Leia, of all people, she wants to do the right thing. And to her, doing the right thing doesn't always mean following the rules.
Right.
And her parents should know that, considering they taught her to do that.
Yeah, literally taught her that.
They taught her that. And so now they're fighting that, which they taught her, because I always like with I mean, my own children, I struggle every day to make sure that they know that they're people. They're not just children. They're people with feelings and thoughts and, you know, opinions, and valid. They're valid. Yeah. And then when they're, Mom, I hate you, or when Alex comes in the morning, this morning, specifically, with a pair of scissors and a big chunk missing out of his hair.
Oh.
He goes, Mom, look, I gave myself a haircut. Now you don't have to pay for one.
No.
He was so proud. All I could do was laugh and say, baby, we don't cut our own hair. But, you know, it's like, those are the moments that you have to go, you know, I taught him that, you know, that he can have the hair that he wants.
I mean, yeah.
And
it's the moment you eat your words.
That's the moment that you have to decide whether you want an independent, strong, healthy adult or you want one that does what you say all the time.
I hear you. As a lot of what we're seeing in this book too,
yes.
where she's kind of like, "You guys taught me this way." So yeah.
Next up is the Chowhuttons.
This was funny. Yeah.
This was funny. These are the fish people.
Yes.
The Broadster says they made a game about it. Boss Noss needed to pick either Obi-Wan or Padme to populate the moon to make a new home. The Separatists used it to use a new neurotoxin weapon that killed many Gungans. Okay. And then the Partisans were also in Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad.
Yes, they were. Very briefly, but yes, they were.
That's all.
Yeah. But yes, so fish people.
Yes, so
I
she's
want to learn how to laugh with Bubbles.
I do not want to see you laugh with Bubbles, Danny. I have seen too many children laugh with Bubbles, and it is not as fun as you think it would be.
As much as I laugh, I could just it like one of those filters, looks like a fish breathing.
But it's so gross.
I don't doubt it.
It's so gross.
I don't doubt it. Parenthood's taught you a lot, huh?
Yeah. Yes. People always think it's like fun and
don't know what they're thinking.
Let's have babies.
Oh goodness.
No, I love my kids. Kind of. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. People don't know me enough for me to kid like that.
No.
Yeah. But, they're proud people, and they've always been able to do things on their own. And their children are dying. And they have a chance, and they're too proud to take the medicine. And at what point do you decide that your pride and your culture is more important than the people that make it up?
Right. Exactly. Which I thought that the exchange they came to was interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. And that's another thing that I really like about this book is that there's always I feel like it's teaching that there's always an alternative. There are
alternatives.
Way. Yeah.
Right. There's a right way, there's the best way, and then there's the way that usually goes.
Yeah.
It goes.
Yeah, definitely. I do love seeing Leia in action with that, for sure. But I did like the compromise that they came to as far as talking about...
I can't wait to see what the favor is going to be.
That's what I want to know, too. Giving them the favor, or they owe her a favor in exchange for that, and so, yeah.
That's going to be something awesome.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It is. And we got to see C-3PO.
Yes. Old goldenrod.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. This isn't going well at all.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yes.
Bad C-3PO impressions by yours truly. I can't even talk. Okay. Anyways.
It has been a long day for everyone. He's been stuck in traffic for 3 hours. My kid cut his hair off. And
it's been fun.
Yeah.
But it's
I
fun
got a random bag of candy on my porch, so
throw that away. Chunk it as far as you can.
So yeah. So we are on to, I believe Kier is bonding with her over Arreyel because they're watching movies together and, they just want...
Persistent.
He is.
He is definitely persistent.
He knows when to be persistent.
Right. Well, and it's cool seeing him clue into her, too. Because, even though I know we were talking about in the last episode with Todd, where she doesn't need that. And it's not a matter of need. That's the thing. It's I feel like him being present in her life is bringing out a side of her character that we never really truly get to see. And
I'm now seeing why she needs him. Because we'll get there.
Oh, definitely. But yeah. No, I'm definitely liking Kier for sure.
Yes.
I like what he's bringing to Leia's character because I feel like he actually enhances her character. It's not just an empty romance kind of thing.
I thought it was at first. The first 10 chapters were kind of empty.
Yeah.
But now it's becoming meaningful, and he's actually impacting her life.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but definitely.
Was the planet with R2-D2 before or after the parties? I can't remember.
I think it was before the parties. I'm not
okay,
sure. Yeah.
So I can't remember the name of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to look it up, but we ran out of time. Things are bad. It's one of the worlds that Bale gave her permission to go to,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to stick it to the man. Right?
She often does.
She's like, I'm going to get there, and she goes up to this bubbly little spherical droid, half spherical droid, silver and blue. And he's never named. I
mean, I don't know any other silver and blue droids. Do you?
Well, I mean, there were a lot of them in the. I can't remember.
Oh.
One of the movies.
Well, there were other astromechs, but not with that actual paint
configuration.
Scheme. Yeah, that paint. Gotcha. I think that paint scheme has only been R2. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'd like you to. I'd like to know.
So yes,
I'm sure Eric knows. Ask Eric. Is he still there?
No. I'm not sure if he's watching on YouTube or not, but yeah.
No.
Love you, Eric.
So she collects all of this data,
mm-hmm.
or she asks the droid to do it, and is just amazed at the level of really overreach. R2 went and just did everything he could, and in true R2 style.
Oh yes.
So she brings it to Mon Mothma, and Mon Mothma has to lay out some harsh truths.
That is one place that I do take fault with the book. Not necessarily with the writing or anything, but it's kind of the same thing I come to with I don't know if you've ever watched the show, the television show Supergirl. So I mean Supergirl, Superman.
I used to.
Yeah. So me and my wife stopped watching the show because Supergirl's main character, it seems that every single thing she comes against automatically hands her butt to her. I mean, she can't do anything the first time. She's always got to have help of some kind and everything, but she's supposed to be painted as this strong woman who can do it, who knows who she is, who can take care of business and everything, but you don't see that.
You are seeing her learn.
You see her learn, but 2 seasons of learning is a little bit too much.
You learn your whole life. I mean, I learned in...
and what I mean, though, is that the episodes follow that same formula of...
Right,
meet
gotcha.
Villain kicks butt, and then she has to go and regroup, and then regrouped team comes and beats villain. Every single time, it's like, I want to see Supergirl do something. I want to see her come out of a situation and do something herself, but this isn't the Supergirl podcast.
Exactly.
I say all that to say, with Leia, I feel like there's a lot of scolding to her, of a lot of people talking down to her of, well, you know what, you did it this way, so you shouldn't have done it that way. No, you shouldn't have, and kind of, I mean, just I don't like that, and hopefully that will pay off because she has mentioned it in the book. Leia has, about how that makes her feel like a child, and how she feels talked down to, and so I'm looking for that payoff because I mean that's something that I feel like Leia would have had to endure, especially with her going through her Day of Demand and all the trials and stuff that she has to complete. I could see that, but it seems to be like every single chapter or every other chapter, someone's shaking a finger at her going, Leia.
Well, see, I didn't see Mon Mothma doing that. I saw her trying to say, look, I know you want to help. You did a great job, and eventually this information is going to help. But it's not going to help the way you think it is. Please don't waste your time and don't give up.
Yeah.
That's what I got from Mon Mothma. It wasn't
like a scolding. Yeah.
I see. It wasn't a scolding to me. It was a lift up of, okay, this is what you tried to do, and I commend you for it. Mm-hmm. You know, I just have to break you. I have to be honest with you and tell you that it's not going to work the way you think it is, because people know what's going on already. I mean,
yeah. I hear you.
I mean,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel like all of that, I mean, to say all that, either way, I think it's still important to Leia's character.
Mm-hmm.
That
it is.
She feels like, I mean, she has from page 1, felt like she was looked down as like a child. And this is her coming of age, and she is a woman now, soon to be queen, all this other kind of stuff. She's the heir to Alderaan. And obviously she wants to be viewed as such.
Right.
It's just some of the conversations... And maybe it again, maybe it's something that will pay off in the book. Some of the conversations throughout is more of a, you're still a child, or hey, trying to act like adult, dial it back kind of thing. Yeah. So that's what I'm like. I mean, I get that maybe it didn't pan out the way it should have panned out, but it's not entirely her fault. So I mean, some instruction would help. But
yeah, I think that was what Mon Mothma was actually trying to do. Personally, I thought she was trying to be supportive more than, you know, because Mon Mothma is one of the first people that talked to her as an adult.
Right.
Mon Mothma has come to her and told her to keep going as an adult.
Yeah.
If she was talking to her as a child, she would have said, I know you tried to do a good thing, but
you did your best, slugger.
Yeah, but, maybe T-ball isn't for you. Maybe you need to stick with, you know, wiffle ball.
Yeah.
No, she said, you know what? Maybe you should try, you know, fast pitch.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Yeah. Well, and I may have misinterpreted it.
No, I'm just saying
to be a theme that I'm noticing. Yeah.
Right, that's my Mon Mothma. I've noticed that same from others, but Mon Mothma herself, to me, was very uplifting and gave her a feeling of, maybe I can figure out something to do. This just wasn't it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this is Leia finding herself and finding how she's going to fit into this and what works and what doesn't. Mm-hmm. Not everything's going to work first thing out of the shot, you know, especially when she has no help. Mm-hmm. She's trying to guess at what will help, and everything is failing at this point.
Yeah. I definitely see that for sure. And I feel so bad for her too, because every single thing, and it's not like just a good intention kind of thing. Like, she thinks this stuff out. Like, she's doing it. It's just that it's not working out.
Nope.
She just keeps barely missing the mark, to no fault of her own. So, but I feel like it's teaching her to see that bigger picture, though, because every single time, like from the first time with Wobani to Arreyel, like every single time, it's like she's starting to get, she's learning, she's taking a little bit more from it and seeing that bigger picture of, oh well, I was tricked into that, or yeah, I probably shouldn't have just gung ho gone off and tried to liberate Wobani. I mean, we see how that turned out in Rogue One.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah.
Okay, so she has been sticking to herself, moping, basically, not going out, not doing anything, because she feels that there's so much pain and suffering in the galaxy that it would be a slap in the face to those people to go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
And then Amilyn.
I love Amilyn.
Skyfaring Amilyn.
Yes. I'm so excited to see her in The Last Jedi.
Me too. I have to put a little personal in this. Starts to get where Leia is my favorite character, and the reasons why. Okay. Because she puts the entire galaxy on her shoulders. She feels that it's broken, and in order to fix it, she has to give up everything she has. She has to give up her happiness, her money, her time, her life, her friends, her everything, so that if she could give up enough, maybe she can make a difference and other people can live a better life.
Mm-hmm.
I do that.
You do.
All the time.
You do.
To the detriment of so many things.
I actually told you before the show that entire passage, the whole time. Yeah,
it's me. It's me. It's me in a little. It's me in a chapter. So, Amelin's sitting there, and she's like, "No, it is our obligation to be happy because others can't, and we have to be our happiest, wholest self in order to be there for other people when it's acceptable and when it's time. And if you break yourself down over and over and over, and then when someone really does need you and you can help, you're not going to be there."
Right. Definitely.
So that hit her, and it hit me. I cried. I did.
I love when books do that, though. Like when they get personal, and then, like I said, I mean, I immediately saw you, but I mean, and that touched me too, as far as it's our obligation to be happy,
right?
Because life doesn't always dictate that you can be, but you make your happiness. You do everything you can to be happy in the situation that you're in, right? Because when it comes time when other people need to lean on you, or you need to lean on someone else. I mean,
well, I came into this with, some expectations, and then, life is not made up of these huge moments, these huge events, Arreyel and, Wabani, and these things that have happened to her. That's not who she is. Who she is the moment that she decides, I'm going to try my hardest this moment, and this one, and this one. The life is made up of millions of tiny little moments, not big, huge ones. And you can't let those huge things define you. You have to define yourself in those moments.
I love that. I love that so much. Definitely. I sensed a little Doctor Who in there too, but but yes, no, definitely, I completely agree with that. And I love that the book is portraying this the way it is too, because obviously we know where Leia is now, as of The Last Jedi and all that kind of, or as of The Force Awakens rather. We'll know more in The Last Jedi, but we have big moments in her life where it's hit. But this Leia is so much deeper. Like it's you think that there's no more that can actually enhance the character or can make you love her even more, and then this book, like just this book, like I love it. I love Leia so much more, because I mean I wouldn't have even called her a top 5 character for me, just personally, just because of, I mean, the characters that I gravitate towards, but this easily puts her in that for me, because you understand her more. You get to read the inner workings of how her mind works and how she thinks things out and things like that. And I mean, it's just admiration for her. Like, I mean, I love it. I definitely love it.
Agreed. I also like that Amelin explained, look, I'll just explain it in my words because I can't remember her exact Amelin quote. But she says, it's evolution, basically. You have, in order to leave and live an adult life independent, you have to fracture from your parents. And it's just a normal progression of life. Yep. It's fine. You're going to be okay.
Yep. Definitely.
It's hard.
Oh, yeah.
But it's fine.
I completely agree.
All right.
Yes, I love Amelin so much. Like, I mean, I know I keep saying that, but like just the strangeness of her character
Mm-hmm.
and what she brings. Because I feel like in any other setting, if Leia were to just come face to face with Amilyn Holdo, like it would literally just be like, what the no.
Well, she did at first.
Exactly, yeah. And so like I mean I love the pairing. It's perfect because all of these characters are enhancing her character and building her up. And I love that.
I do too. So next is the parties.
Yes, the parties.
Party like it's 1999.
or BBY, what is it? Like 3, I don't know.
All right.
So yeah, so with the parties and everything, like what I kind of liked about it is that she's brought someone else into the fold with her. And so it's her, the way I took all those scenes, because I mean there really wasn't a whole lot of information in them. It was more of she knows the palace inside and out. Obviously, we knew that from the beginning. But the fact that she's letting someone else in, even if it's just a little, it's big for her to let someone.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't actually talk about too much, but that was a total let in.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, she is risking her family, her planet, her everything on this kid. And so far it's working.
So far.
He does feel that it shouldn't be happening on Alderaan.
Yes, he's very upset about that.
He thinks that's irresponsible.
Which, I mean, to a point I could agree.
I mean, I see both sides.
Well, yeah, right. Well, and there's the alternative. Where else? So
where else do you go?
Yeah, because Alderaan is not heavily Imperial occupied or anything like that. They're kind of left to their own privilege.
Yeah.
So I mean, okay, so if
they can afford
Alderaan,
the parties. They can have the parties.
Exactly. So yeah. So I mean, I see his side for sure, but at the same time, it's like, all right, well, what's your alternative?
Right.
He doesn't ever.
Well, to me, Kier, he wants things to be better, but he's worried about things getting worse before they get better.
Yes.
But that's always how these things have to go.
Generally, yes.
I mean, you can't just improve. So, I mean, there's backtracks and you have bad days and you steal medical frigates.
That's true. That tends to happen every once in a while. They just kind of, go missing and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely like seeing his point of view on it. Once he learned what was actually happening. But then I'm wondering where that's going to go. Because, yes, right now he is, like, basically Leia's boo. For lack of a better direct term. But,
I think he's going to die.
I think he's going to die, too. Either that or he's going to betray her. One of the two.
I think he's
going to
die.
be something that's going to cut her deep. I hate that. But
I don't think he's going to betray her as far as like her rebellion, just because she's still a rebel and she still has her stature and status and everything. I think that he has spoken out against the Empire publicly entirely too much. He's being reckless and young, and I think he's going to kick it.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
So let's talk about Briha.
Oh, yes. Let's talk.
Let's talk. So she sets up a date with her daughter, and she comes in with her little mommy smirk on.
Yep.
Woman to woman, really. Mommy to daughter, yes, but it's really a woman to woman thing.
Yeah.
When she says, well, I just thought that your first, relationship wouldn't be so sensible. It's okay for a scoundrel every now and then.
Yes, I love that. Like, so I was listening to the audiobook in the 3-hour traffic jam that I was in. And when that came up, like, I was like, wait, what? Like, I rewound it to make sure that I heard what I heard. And I was like, well, that's a seed for the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, and that's the thing is, like, I mean, we obviously see in the original trilogy, Leia never sees a future per se
Right.
with Han. I mean, even though there ends up being some form of one, definitely. But I mean, it's not a, oh well, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna be together forever. It's all on a whim, swept away romance kind of stuff. It's just cool hearing her mom advocate that, and I want to know who got
her mom advocated a short romance in your teens.
That's true.
Before you find someone sensible. She did not say to find this scoundrel, marry them, and then have baby, and then...
It said baby ruins the galaxy.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's what Mommy meant when she said date a scoundrel. But
I don't know, that's what I heard. No, I'm just kidding. But I want to hear that story for sure. I want to know what happened there. That was
me too.
That was awesome.
I want to hear what Bale says about that story.
I wonder if Bale knows about that story.
Everybody knows. Well, I'm not saying everybody, but I mean, married people that are actually in love and care about each other and have a good relationship, they know about the history.
I hear you. Yeah. It's just peculiar that she dropped that. So, but anyways, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's a fun thing.
Very fun. It was cool to see that side of Bria as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So, are we ready?
We are ready for the main event.
Okay. So, their climb.
Oh my gosh. My favorite part of these chapters. Like, I've been dying this whole time trying to tiptoe around talking.
I know, but we're finally there.
We are finally there. Yes, the climb was incredible.
Okay. Yes. So Kier falls and breaks his
impact shield.
Impact shield, and he's dead, basically. I mean, there's really nothing that can be done.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because he's anyway.
Yeah. I mean, if he falls, that's it for sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if he's hooked up. Is he hooked up? Well, he's not even hooked up.
When he breaks it, no, he's no longer hooked up. Like
yeah, he's like totally free. He's on an out jet. I mean, he's dead.
Oh yeah.
Leia comes up to him and risks her life to save him. And
oh my gosh. So in the audiobook, it even gave the Force theme. Did you hear it?
Yes.
Yes. Like
I was trying to do that, but I can't do it. But she focuses all of a sudden, and she sees every outcropping, and she sees exactly where she needs to swing and what angle, and the muscles in her body have this power that she's never felt before, and she just flings them two people across there, and they land perfectly, and she's like, whoa, what was that? But yay.
Exactly, yeah.
And what struck me about her Force usage is I have heard people say, you know, that she's not very Force sensitive, or she may not be Force sensitive. The times that we in canon have seen her be struck by the Force is when her brother called out to her that he was there, you know, at Cloud City. And then Ben called out to her when he killed her husband. This was her.
Oh, it was
alone.
100% her, yes.
Nobody could project anything on her. Nobody can say that she was not one with the Force.
Oh, no, absolutely.
At this moment.
This is a confirmation 110%.
110%
yes.
That she is Force sensitive, and she is strong with the Force in order to carry a man and herself on one rope around a thing that you can't even see.
Oh, absolutely. No, definitely. In the whole time that I was reading that, like, I mean, I was geeking out the whole time anyways, like, literally freaking out.
I knew you would.
Yeah, no, exactly,
I messaged you 3 days ago, like, dude.
Yes, and the whole time I was looking for something like that, and I was like, oh, man, there's nothing here. In the last chapter,
I told you it was the last chapter.
But yeah, no, it was awesome because, I mean, like, you hear... So, I mean, even going through into the original trilogy, you've got Yoda on Dagobah, I think, in Empire, where he said, there's another. And so it was always like, oh, well, is it Leia? And I've heard stuff now, is it Rey? And all this other kind of stuff. And then we had From a Certain Point of View come out, which, I'm sorry, I know you hate spoilers, but from a certain point of view, Yoda wanted to train Leia instead of Luke. And so, because he saw more potential in her than he did in Luke. He got what he got, basically.
Right.
But it was just really cool seeing her just hone into the Force and not even being able to know what it is. That's what I loved the most about it. And I said that in the last episode, too. Like, if she tapped into the Force, I didn't think she was going to know what it was and everything. I am so happy it happened that way. Because the whole time, all I could hear was Luke saying, like he does to Rey in the trailer, breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. That's what I kept hearing, and I was like, oh, man. But no, that was amazing.
I loved it.
Yes.
It's not... it was amazing. But I had another Heather Leia moment after this. When Kier and her are talking right before they make out.
Yep, it happens.
Where Kier says, you know, the galaxy is not your responsibility. You are your responsibility.
Yep.
Do what... But you have to live.
Right.
You can't fix everyone.
I'm telling you, Leia is like your spirit animal.
Like, she's my Patronus.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I saw so much of you in all of these chapters. Like, I love it. Love it so much. And I love to, I mean, it's a little small thing, but I really loved that she was the one that went for the kiss first. Taking control, keeping control.
Always.
I love that she was just like, let's do this.
Yeah.
It's like, you can follow along. But yeah, so no.
You can participate if you want.
Yeah. But no, I love these chapters. These chapters didn't feel as long as the first ones did. But obviously the first ones were setting the world and getting everything going and everything. These 10 chapters felt like they really flew by for me, because there was a lot in them. Like,
there's a lot in them. I see all my scratching out now.
Right. Yeah, we are almost an hour in right now, so yeah.
I know, but we've been having such a good time.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, and there's been plenty to talk about. That's the thing,
right?
Is that there's been so much content in this, in these 10 chapters. Content that's for you, Rexing around. But there's been so many things going on, and that's what I love about this. And now we're down to our final 10 chapters of the book, which I'm like, I don't remember any of our books going by this quick, but I mean,
well, it didn't, because we broke this into 3 weeks.
Yeah, because we had to be ready for the Last Jedi, guys. Like, nothing can interfere, not even Leia. Even though Leia will be there, and we will talk about her. But yes. But yeah, I mean, I love these chapters. I thought it was great. So far, the book is really awesome. It's definitely one of my favorites so far. I would definitely say that.
Awesome.
Yes. So
I still like Thrawn better.
I do too. Yeah.
But I love the impact of this one.
Well, and I love them
on me
reasons.
Personally.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is I love both of these books for entirely different reasons.
Right.
I don't feel like they're really on a scale of, I mean, they're not on the same scale.
No.
Because, I mean, they're both very well written, but the style in which they're written, the story that's being told, the type of story, really, they're two totally different entities altogether, but they're both so good.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I just, with Thrawn, I felt compelled to, like, and with this one, I'm just kind of drawing my falcons, listening to the book, enjoying learning, doing.
It's easy reading. It definitely is.
And so, yeah, it's a totally different experience.
Absolutely. I completely agree. So did you have any last thoughts or anything else we needed to add?
I think this book and this particular last chapter, chapter 20, has made an impact on me. And I think that is amazing.
I agree.
And I appreciate it. Thank you. Claudia Gray. I had to look. I was going to say Christy, and that's
yeah. different one.
No, that's Lila. Who's Christy? Anyway, I've got names rolling around in there.
You've only got a few authors on your shelf. So yeah, so cool, guys. So we will go ahead and wrap up this live YouTube Holocron book club. I've missed our Holocron book clubs. They're so much fun.
I know. It's my favorite.
Yes, because even though it's live and like we can fall on our face at any time.
And we do.
We do
with Instagram, with my phone.
But it's so much fun, and I love when you guys interact with us and ask questions and everything, even if it's not about what we're talking about. Does not matter. We love talking with you guys. We love talking Star Wars with you guys. So
definitely.
Yeah. So we got some cool stuff coming up in the coming weeks. So we will be ending, doing our final chapters for the Holocron Book Club for the last few chapters of Leia, Princess of Alderaan. After which, we have The Last Jedi coming. Yes.
We're going to watch it together twice and bring you the review. Very spoilery review.
Extremely spoilery. I'm sorry, because we discussed having a spoiler-free one, and we both came to the conclusion that that would be a very short episode.
We are going to come out of the theater and go live and go, ooh!
Yes. You will get live reactions from us. So
yes.
Well, to a degree, obviously we can't do it in the theater, but yes, after we leave the movie, after we've watched it for the first time, you will get a live Instagram video. So if you are on Instagram, be watching out for that. We will go live on there, letting you know our showing you our reactions, talking about it as much as we can. We are going to stay away from spoilers as much as possible. So if we go dark for a few days before, you know why. Because obviously that's going to be spoilers abound, unfortunately. Because you can't help it. You can't keep it from everybody. But we're definitely going to try. So as far as us, we will have the spoiler tag on our stuff if it is spoilery. So for those of you who have not seen it at that point or want to hold off or anything like that, we'll still be there for you when you're ready. So yeah. No rush. We'll always be here. We got you. So cool. So yeah, so we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up in the coming weeks, in the coming months.
In the coming tomorrow.
Coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we do. Yes. So watch out on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Kessel Run Weekly for some exciting stuff. We've got a lot of stuff coming for you guys that we're very excited about.
Yes,
very, very
we don't want to like spoil it, you know,
no.
You know, but yeah, it's gonna be really cool.
You're gonna kind of like it a little bit,
yeah,
a lot of it. Yes. So cool, guys. So for Kessel Run Weekly, my name is Danny.
I'm Heather.
And until next time, may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. I couldn't tell whether you